Hello, my lovely fourth graders. How are you guys today? I'm getting more used to filming my lessons online, but I have to say, I do really, I don't like it a whole lot. I really, really, really miss you guys. And I really wish that you were at school and that we were talking and laughing and chatting, and I'll get over it. But I just miss you all. All right, today you should be watching this lesson on Friday, April 3rd. This is your last lesson for the week. You've done a whole week of distant learning. How do you think about it? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, I don't know. I think I've done online classes, and I think it's better when I can see a teacher or talk to them face to face. So if any of you have done a Google Meet meeting with me or have hopped into our morning meetings this week, you kind of know that it's nice at least to see the teacher on the screen instead of just like reading stuff. So I like that I get to film and you get to see me and we still do everything together. But I just wish you were in my class. I'm like looking at all my empty desks and I'm like, I'll be okay. But I just want to let you know I miss you all. Okay, our lesson for today is talking about, let me see, I gotta look. Prefixes. So we've talked about prefixes and we've talked about suffixes. Now, a prefix is something that comes at the beginning or end of a word. Beginning. If you think of the word preview, like the previews come on, sorry, hold on a second. My nose is running and I'm like, I'm going to keep sniffing on this video and it's going to sound weird. Okay, I'm back. I got it. We're talking about prefixes. We've talked about suffixes before. Those come at the end of a word, but prefixes come at the beginning of the word. So if you think of previews in a video, we always have the commercials before the actual video starts, and those are called the previews because we're viewing them before the actual video starts. They come before the actual video. So today we're going to learn a couple of new prefixes. You should be on lesson 9 in your packets. We're going to talk about the prefix trans, pro, sub, super, and inter. And if you're noticing now, all of these words that you're going to use eventually have those prefixes in them, okay? Now, every single one of these prefixes means something a little different, okay? So if you think of the word transcontinental railroad, right? That's kind of been what we're talking about for this week, is that railroad that they're talking about that was built across the entire United States. The word trans, like this prefix trans, actually means where. Okay, it means where. Where are they building it? They want to build it across, okay? Across or through something. Now, you don't have to be writing this down. I'm just making little notes for myself, okay? So obviously, that makes sense. If the prefix trans tells you across or through something, well, the Transcontinental Railroad was a railroad that was supposed to go all the way across the United States. So that makes sense. Now, if we look at the prefix pro, like let's think of the word progress or whatever, okay? Pro means forward. Forward. So if you think of progress, you're not going backwards, you're going forwards. You're making progress. If they were making progress when they were building the Transcontinental Railroad, that means they kept moving forward and they were able to build more and more and more and more. They weren't building less and less and less. They were going forward and building more and more and more and more, okay? Then we have the word, or the prefix, sub, which means under. Well, that's pretty easy. If we think of a submarine, they are underneath the water, okay? Super, the prefix super means over or beyond. Kind of makes sense. Like if you think of a superstar, like not like a celebrity, like a superstar, like the stars we see in our sky, that means that they go beyond all of the other stars, okay? Or you can think of a superstar, like in TV, and they are just over and above all of the other celebrities. They are just like a mega superstar. Everybody knows who they are. And then finally, the word inter, or the prefix inter, I keep saying word, prefix inter means between. So like if you have, spell it right. If you have the word interstate, like an interstate highway, those are highways that run between one state and another, okay? So our job today, okay, is you are going to be putting these words into sentences. It says use each word in a sentence and underline the word you use. So we're going to be using all of these words in a sentence. Yes, all of them. This is your only lesson for today. So we're going to use all words. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's only 8 sentences. You can do that. And then we're going to underline the word that we used. Okay. So before we get to this, here are some example words I'm just going to show you really quickly. Okay. If I submerge something, I put it underwater. Remember, sub means under. Okay. A supervisor is someone who oversees a project. Remember, super means over or above everybody else. So a supervisor is like your boss. A projectile is something that flies forward. Okay, I'm going to tell you something really gross. Don't laugh too hard. But if you have to projectile vomit, oh my gosh, so gross, right? But that means that it's, whoa, shooting forward. Sorry, parents, maybe that was disgusting. Don't tell your parents I talked about vomiting. Okay, but that's a way you can think of it, is like projectile means something that flies forward. Pro means moving forward. Okay, projectile. Transportation moves people and things across distances. Remember, trans means across or through. So transportation is moving people through the country, across the country, whatever. And then the last one, inter, when people interact, they are exchanging ideas between or among them. And remember, inter means between, like an interstate highway. Those are highways that go between states. Okay, so we are going to do all of our sentences. Let's see how many lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. We have 8 lines. We have 8 words. So let's think of short sentences that can fit on these lines. Okay, now I'll start you off with a couple. Okay, let's do transport right away. Maybe you're thinking of your own sentence. If you have your own sentence, go ahead, write it down. And if you want to copy mine, that's fine too. Transport. So trans means I'm going across something. So, oh, I know. This is perfect for what's going on right now. We transport school supplies on buses. A lot of you got your school supplies when we did the bus routes a couple days ago. So we transport our school supplies on buses. There we go. It's kind of cool. Buses. Why does that not look right? Goodness gracious. I'm having so many brain freezes today. Buses. I feel like there's only one S. Let me double check. Oh, I am right. Why do I always see a word and I think I'm wrong? I don't know. All right. Next sentence. So we did transport, and I'm going to underline transport because that's the word I use. So make sure you underline the word that you used up here. Okay? 2. I'm going to pick some trickier words and do those together, and then you can do the easier words on your own. Let's do transcontinental. That was something that goes across the country. So let's just talk about the railroad. They built the Transcontinental Railroad. Let's just say that. They built the now it's right up here, so make sure you spell it correctly. Transcontinental Railroad. They built the Transcontinental Railroad, let's say across the U.S., because remember, trans means across. So let's add that into our sentence. Across now if you say U.S., you can't just do U and S, like us. You have to do capital U, period, capital S, period. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to underline transcontinental, because that's the word I used. Okay, done with that one. All right, let's pick proclaimed. Proclaimed means you like shout something out. You send some message forward. So what's something that you would want to shout out? Oh, there's pizza for lunch, the secretary proclaimed. How about something like that? Okay, so it's someone talking, so we have to put quotations around it. There is pizza. Oops, got my eye. There is pizza for lunch. Now, if they're excited, you probably want to put what at the end? Exclamation point. The secretary proclaimed, period. I'm using the word proclaimed. Oh, I'm going to underline it. Okay. All right, and I'll do one more with you. Let's see, I use this. Superstars, you can think of one yourself, talking about either like stars that are past the stars we can see in our galaxy, or you could even talk about like celebrities. Progress, you know what the word progress means. It means you're doing better at something. So maybe I made progress in my math this year. Interfered, intervals, substituted. Substituted would be easy. I substituted mayo instead of butter on my sandwich or something. Intervals and interfered, let me think. Interfered means like you jump into something that messes something up. So I interfered with the basketball game when I ran onto the court. So I'm going to do the word intervals with you, okay? Intervals are like steps, like, how do I explain this? The noise increased at different intervals. So whenever you press like your volume on your speakers or your headphones, the volume is going up in intervals. So let's say that. The volume went up in intervals. That means, inter means between, that means it's moving in between different volumes, different intervals. It's going bigger, louder or softer, okay? Intervals. All right, so your job now, please, is to write only 4 more sentences. I did half of it with you. 4 more sentences using those words, okay? That's the first part of your assignment. So we're going to call this is page 4 on the bottom. So your first part of your assignment is finish page 4 sentences, okay? And then your IXL for today is just one. It's W2 to 80, and it's working on prefixes and suffixes. Okay, so again, finish this page 4. Okay, I did 4 sentences with you. Now you need to finish the last 4 with these words, and then IXL W2 to 80. Okay, all right, there you go. You have now officially completed. Nope, I want to be on the other screen. Hello. You have officially completed your first week of lessons. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy. So again, I'll be adding all of my lessons into these playlists. If you forget where they are and you need to go watch them back, they'll be there. Otherwise, they will always be in my Google Classroom as well. So if you did your math lesson already for today, you just did your reading lesson, you're done for today. If you didn't do your math lesson yet, go do your math lesson and then you'll be it. That's it. There's no school on weekends. We're still not going to school on weekends, so you won't have an assignment pop up tomorrow. So I will see you guys on Monday, I guess. See you later. Bye.